Callie here. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. So I'm bringing another animal rescue speed build. I'm so excited. I put my heart and soul into this, just like the original one I created. And if you haven't seen that one already, I will link it down below. So I'm gonna give a little explanation of how basically you run an animal rescue in The Sims 4 that's functional, only using one mod. Now I did explain a bit of it in the first original video as well, and also I do have some gameplay animal rescue videos as well, so definitely look at those. I'll link it down below, or you'll see it at the end of this video. But I decided to create a little bit of a different type of one. So the original one, which is Sparkle Animal Sanctuary, was very cutesy, very pink and cute and colorful and vibrant, very cutesy. So this one I wanted to make it a little bit more realistic, more neutral tones, where it kind of really can go with any type of Sims aesthetic, because I feel like the original one, if you look back at it, it's not everyone's aesthetic. A lot of, the build items that came with cats and dogs, which is mainly the pack that I built with this one, it's a lot of cutesy stuff. Obviously it's pet stuff, but again, back to neutral tones, brown tones, all of that I wanted to kind of stick with as far as this build came. I was thinking of doing a rundown aspect of it, so I did a little bit of a mixture. I did a neutral tone, but also, still pretty updated. You can still upgrade it as time goes on, and you'll see as the video goes, and you'll look at the screenshots. But I did add some rundown effects to the build to make it seem like it does still need a lot of work. I just couldn't get myself to make the cage fencing for all the pets. The cage doors, you see how I had in one of the pens. I tried to kind of figure out what size I was going for. I just couldn't do it. I know that's how a realistic animal rescue is, or any type of rescue or shelter is, but I just couldn't do it. I had to do the wood fencing. I just didn't like it. I was like, you know what, this is The Sims. I'm, working in the vet field as I am, and I've definitely seen a lot of animal rescues, and I just feel like the pets, I don't know, just the cage doors just make me so sad. So I'm like, you know what, this is The Sims. I can do whatever I want, so let me just do the wood, the wood tones, or the wood fencing. So yeah, so this is me. I'm literally trying to plan out the entire, where I wanted everything to be, where all the buildings are. Now this is a huge build. Overall, I didn't do this all in one sitting. Obviously, it took me a span of days, but it definitely took me apparently a total of 9 hours. And like I said, I put a lot of attention to detail in a lot of the buildings, and you'll see which ones I really put the most, and the ones that, still you can add if you download this in the gallery, which you will be able to, at PikoalaSims. You can add in your own aesthetic or your own style as time goes on. Now back to the original, if you haven't seen the video. So this was originally basically motivated me to make it and inspired by the animal rescue game that's on Steam. And if you haven't checked it out, I will link it down below. But they also did come out, not this year, or does it come out this year officially? I think the Animal Rescue number 2. I didn't play the number 2 yet. I just played with the original Animal Rescue game, and it's really fun. It's really entertaining. I really thought, looking at it, I was like, it's gonna be kind of a kidsy game, but it's cute, but it is really difficult. It's really hard, especially when you have a lot of animals that you're rescuing, and they need vet needs, and they sometimes come or they arrive to your rescue very sick, so you have to get them healthy and better. And then you have a certain time frame, because their meter of being ill just keeps dropping and dropping. You're like, oh my god, so you just want to get them better as fast as you can. So it's a whole thing. Definitely look into it. It's so much fun. But I really wanted to bring that into The Sims because I thought that concept was like perfect. And I'm a huge animal lover and I love that idea. And I'm just like, the only thing with the animal rescue game in Steam is that you can't like create a sim of your own. And you can't like have a family and stuff like that. It's mainly just you're basically, I guess, like first person mode, and you're just working on like focusing on mainly the animals and like building your rescue and upgrading it and stuff. So I wanted to incorporate that all into The Sims. That way I can create my sim. You know, she decides that or he wants to create a family, they can do that as well. Now, I don't know if it's really functional. You'd mainly be pretending without the MC Commander mod. That, you know, a sim is, you know, adopting your rescued pets. But listen, like, this is kind of to give you an idea based on what I explored and what I played with, and you don't exactly have to do exactly what I'm doing or how I do it. This is just to kind of give you an idea if you ever wanted to, if you are a huge animal lover like me and you really just want to you know, just really get into the gameplay with the animals and the pets in The Sims, because I do feel like a lot of things are slacking and lacking because, you know, we got like the cats and dogs pack, and then we got like the first, what is it, the first pet stuff pack, and it has a lot of cat and dog like items and stuff like that. That's when you got like hamsters and all of that, but it's just lacking. And you know, there is a mod also if you wanted to. It will probably make the gameplay of owning an animal rescue a little bit easier if you wanted to get that mod where you can control your pets that you have. You can see their needs. You can, you know, make them go somewhere. You can basically control them like a regular like human sim. But I don't like that aspect. I like to kind of wonder what your pet needs. You know, they come to you and there's like a little speech bubble and they kind of tell you like, oh, or sometimes you'll just get a pop up like, oh, so and so is hungry, or they'll just based on their interactions with your sim, you'll be able to tell what they need, what they want, what are their fears, and all of that good stuff. And you can figure out their traits by talking to them, getting to know them, all that good stuff. But yeah, so yeah, back to that. So animal rescue and then the mod. So MC Command Center mod, there's a way that you can obviously expand your household. So obviously, as you know, in The Sims, you can only have 8 Sims max. But with MC Commander mod, you can really control the game as much as you want. Now you can basically, you know, expand your household to like, I don't even know what would be functional. I feel like based on with what my gameplay did, I just did 10 because I felt like that was okay. And if let's say my sim had a partner with a child, then that's like what 7, you know, pets that they can have in the rescue. And listen, the whole point of it is for you to rescue these pets and then get them adopted as soon as possible, but the right way. You find really good homes for them, and we'll get into that. But back to that. So yeah, that's literally one of the things that you can do. And then you can also like expand club sizing too if you now before this is also inspired for the new I made this build specifically, this neutral home, for the new hobbies and small businesses expansion pack that is coming out March 6th. So yeah, so that is pertaining to that, which is okay. But if you don't get the pack right away, listen, I've played it without it. This is just, I don't know how it happened, but it's meant to be that this pack is coming out. And I feel like owning an animal rescue will just make it just that much better, if that makes sense. But yeah, so you could just literally have MC Commander mod, and then you can't really hire employees, right, to excuse me, to help you with the rescue. But you can have like households, people, like you can add people to your household to help you and just like act like they're employees. You can also make clubs, so that's why I said like you can maximize your club count or your because you can only have a maximum of 8 Sims in a club, and you can only have a maximum of 3 clubs per Sim, I believe. So, you kind of just like play with that, and then you can just kind of add in what you want those specific Sims to do when you guys get together. Now, the only thing is when you have a get together with that club of Sims and you have a club on your lot, you can, I'm pretty sure, have a social event at the same time. So that was the downfall with everything. So basically, I'd probably say it's like the hardest. Because you basically are running the animal rescue by yourself unless you have people or Sims that live with you or in your household. Again, if that makes sense. If you guys have any questions or even suggestions to add on to the gameplay, let me know it down in the comments below. But with the new expansion pack, I think this will definitely broaden it. So obviously, as you guys know, you guys have a small business. Now, although this is on a 64 by 64 lot in Windenburg, and it's not small, it's big. This right here, and we'll go into more detail, this video is going to be split up into 2 because obviously I try to cut down as much as I can, but when I get so like inspired and really put my heart and soul into builds, especially in like a big one like this, like I take a lot of time. I really, really do. And there's a lot of things, or some of the things I cut off as well, so I'm not even gonna like, I probably work like 11 hours on this build because there's some things that I'm a little bit slower with, like putting down plants and stuff like that, or like the bathrooms I cut out, like some stuff that like you guys just didn't have to see if it was going to be repetitive. But anyways, going off track. So with the new expansion pack, you can have your own small business. There's like a ticket, basically like a ticketing machine, I guess now. Where so you set your lot to small business residential, so you can live on the same lot that you have your small business, which is amazing and awesome. I'm so excited for that. And obviously you can set certain rooms slash buildings slash areas to have to be like employee area, to be public, to be, I guess, residential, like for the household owners only, which again is really cool and so awesome. Because before this pack as well, what I was doing was you will also additionally have to lock certain doors, certain fencing doors too, to be sure that although the rugs from cats and dogs, like the dog rug and the cat rug, can stop from them going into their own kennels, if that makes sense, that does help. But also locking and unlocking certain doors and fence doors does help to be sure that your cats don't go in the dog kennels and vice versa. So with this pack, definitely we'd be able to, with a new expansion pack coming out, we'd be able to differentiate each individual building when it comes to if it's public, if it's employee only, if it's residential, what's what, right? So now my initial thing was I was trying to figure out, and I was trying to figure out like what is really going to make this like a small business. Like how can I make this become a quote unquote small business, so that way you can have your sim run an animal rescue, make money, so that way all this money obviously goes towards all the animals and everything, and all the care for them and everything that they need. So I decided to create basically what you call like a hall area. So it's like a hall slash event area, where I think what I plan to do is where that would be like the main ticket slot machine area where people like check in and or get a ticket, and I don't know, we can set it to like them paying hourly for being there. It all will depend on what type of event. So that building, and it's in when you're looking at the building, when you're looking at the entire build, it's on your left. I don't know if you guys noticed it, but it's right next to that like huge field of different things that I was making. That's gonna be the main area, like the main event area. So I plan to have that like with the ticket machine, so people will check in there, they pay there, whatever, and we have all those type of events there. Like I think it would be so awesome where we could have like a sip and paint, we can have like half retail. So I did make a workshop along with this build, so like my sim or your sim, whoever creates, whether they just want to create a bunch of pottery, they want to create a bunch of wax candles, they want to create a bunch of jewelry. Like, I just made that workshop because I figured this sim that, and I'm gonna make a gameplay out of it, which I'm really excited for, but that it basically is like a jack of all trades and will literally has like expertise or knowledge in all type of creative skills, and just makes all type of different things and sells them again for to the local community when they come over, just to help the money towards, again, the animal rescue and running it basically. So yeah, there's so many different ways on how we can do this and how you can make money when it comes to putting into the animal rescue. So making like a whole different event, whether it's like 3 times a week or a couple times a week, even seasonal things. So you can make like a spooky party event and have people, and I'm hoping, like, I haven't even seen exactly the cross pack of what this new expansion pack can do. So I'm hoping that with like seasonal stuff, you can make I don't know, like and I'm like all over the place, but spooky. So let's go back to spooky. So we make it like a spooky party and basically kind of like a donation type of thing. So they come over, Sims will be, come on over, and they'll, let's say, hopefully maybe dress up or not. And yeah, they'll just do like a bunch of like Halloween or spooky-esque things. And try to see if like maybe having presents and winning prizes and stuff like that. I put like a bar there. You could put like a DJ. I put like a karaoke machine. Just like an overall fun place that will have tons of events there, basically. And then I put tables for now. Again, obviously that's not really super functional like without this new expansion pack, because you can't really sell items off of your residential unless it's like one of those tables that you'll see in one of the courtyard that I made. But yeah, just play around with it. It's just ideas to kind of give you, but with the new expansion pack for sure, it'll definitely, broaden it and make it even better, which I'm really excited for. So yeah, that's the difference too with this animal rescue build and the original one I made, because it definitely was like in the works. Like, I didn't even make the vet yet. Like, if you look back in the video, I didn't even make the vet building yet or the vet clinic yet. I didn't make certain buildings yet. It was still in the works, just to kind of give the idea. So with this build, it definitely has all of the buildings that you may need, just to kind of everything that you basically need to run an animal rescue too, realistically as well. There is you'll get to it like later in the video as well. There is a like a photo studio building. Now, I was playing around with it because unfortunately you can't, now with the Machino pack, you can't have or like use the pets as like to guide them to the marker to like take a picture of them. Unfortunately, you can only do it with like Sims, like regular human Sims, unfortunately. So I did realize that, but if you want to still have it to kind of pretend, and then any like adopters that do adopt any of the animals that you have, you could take a picture of both of them. You can even just like somehow guide your pet to that guide your dog or cat to that area, and then just take a regular photo. Or listen, just Simstagram pet, like click on the pet Simstagram, and it just like they'll pose right then and there and you take a picture. But it was just more of the aesthetic purposes. I didn't really know. Like, it's probably a building that you technically don't need if you really think about it. So make it something else, whichever. But I'm going to keep it as it is, because maybe I'll figure out some way or another how I can really incorporate it and make it, super fun. Because that's the thing too, is like, there's not many outfits. There's not really much hats. Like, any update or expansion pack, whatever we had, they didn't really upgrade the sim stuff, the pet stuff either. Like the pet clothes, collars, all of that. That's what I mean, like, they lacked on it. Because I feel like they really could have added a lot more, but they didn't. So, I don't know. Um, but yeah, so all in all, basically, with your cats and dogs, you just adopt them through MC Commander for other Sims. And when you go through MC Command Center and you go to like MC Command, and then you do like adopt pet, and then you click it, and then it'll come up and it'll literally show like all of the Sims and all of the worlds and who you want to adopt that pet. Now, the story behind it is if she kind of like meets a lot of Sims. She has these events, obviously, so like people will come, and in the back of your mind, you just leave that imagination and that pretending that those Sims that are coming are interested in possibly rescuing a pet, or if not, they want to help towards the animal rescue and put money towards it. So either way, you're just imagining, you're pretending. It's all good. That's what The Sims is for. And so you meet these Sims. That's why it's really good for you to have that the trait that you get from the satisfaction point. I think it's like 500, and you basically learn all of their traits in one greeting. And then you kind of like get to know this Sim. You match it with one of the pets that you have, and you kind of just see, like, if you meet like a very active Sim who loves the outdoors and I don't know, is super creative, and then you have a dog who's very active, adventurous, and I don't know, playful or something. So that would match with that, so you kind of just like play around and see. And then you do a home visit. So you basically bring when they meet and they have a few like meetups and they play with each other, whatever. And then you can ask like, or you ask the dog or the cat to be nice to that Sim, and they'll go over and you'll see their interaction. And if it's negative or positive, that will kind of give you an idea too, like, is it the right fit? And you can do that during the home visit as well. So you go to that Sim's home, which you can see where they live, and MC Commander. Or when you meet them and you right click and you hit MC Commander, it comes up literally like how many, do they have a spouse, do they have kids, and where do they live. So you find their home and you go to that area. And yeah, you go there and you have the pet like kind of roam around, see how they feel with everything. That's when you can also like see with your pets certain fears that they have. So I feel like I don't know, if you have a Sim who's like a techie, like loves computers, loves TVs, like has all these, is literally like a video gaming freak, that was rude. I'm literally a video gaming freak. A video gaming head, loves all of that, and then you have like a cat who's like so scared of electronics. I don't know if that's the right fit, you know what I mean? So you kind of just have to like play around with that. And then you just kind of see, and if you feel like as though they're the right fit, you just adopt them. And yeah, and then you kind of go from there, and then you can go into like a cheat where you enable free builds. That way you can add the pet items to that person's home. So, or you don't have to do that cheat. I just think it's a little bit easier, and you can literally just free build it and just add whatever you want for that pet, and that way they're secure and they got what they need in that home. So yeah, that's kind of the process. I mean, it's obviously more detailed. You have to make sure that your dogs or cats, either one, that they're trained in 3 different, like your dog is trained in 3 different behaviors, or training, oh my god, what's the word? Basically, they need to sit, they need to lay down, or they need to heel, or one or the other, and they need to basically, get rid of most of their bad behaviors, like drinking out of a toilet, or the most important one is making sure that they are potty trained. And the cats, it's mainly like if you, ideally, I mean, like, it depends on the pet. If you don't, or it depends on the Sim. If they seem like a snob, their house is very clean, they're very neat, and they would want like a cat that doesn't jump on the counters. I mean, there's that, you know what I mean? So it just all depends on the type of cats that you have. You can train your cat or like discipline them if they jump on the counter, if they knock down the garbage, if they scratch furniture. So it's like really the main important things that you want to look out for and that you want to correct before they are adopted. Just again to make it, super realistic. But yeah, the first initial gameplay when the new expansion comes out, I'll definitely go into detail more. I just really wanted to kind of let you guys know and tell you, because that way I'm not talking too much in the gameplay part of it. Um, so as of right now, we finished the workshop. We are doing the cat pen right now. I did make like a separate area, which is like a nursery, so like a kitten nursery. I don't know if it's possible. I don't think I've come across of adopting or taking in a stray that was pregnant. But if you do, you do. Or if your stray or if your pet accidentally gets pregnant, I don't know, which when you take them in, if they're not spayed or neutered already, you want to do that first before anything, because yeah, and they should be spayed or neutered before getting adopted as well, or putting up for adoption. So yeah, so it's just to have, again, it's like a realistic part of it as well. If you decide to, if you want to breed one of your pets, I don't know, to make a purebred, and you want to just have puppies, you can do that as well. But you obviously can't rescue puppies, quote unquote, in the Sims 4. You won't see puppies running around, which is good, and I'm glad. It's not super realistic, but I'm glad it's like that, because I would literally adopt or take in any type of puppy or kitten I see running out in the street like that in The Sims. But yeah, so I wanted to just fully furnish it, make it like, this is from the first pet stuff too, the couches. I don't love the item. I don't love the stuff, but I was like, it just fits it. It has cats on it. Like, why not? So that area right there where the couches are, just like the play area that maybe even when the Sims that are interested in adopting, they kind of just play with the kitties in that specific area. And there's the wands, there's the toys, so they can play with them and all of that. And I did make like a storage space for each kennel area too. Again, for realism, there is a laundry unit. In each of them too. The dogs have like a grooming tub as well. But yeah, and they all have their own yard. That way they can run around, play with toys. There's the cat tree scratcher that they can scratch outside. So there's a lot of like items that they can play with and definitely mess with. And obviously there is the shelving where we would put their picture up on there as well. So any pet that comes into the rescue, we take a picture of them, and then they just display it wherever, what cage they are, so we can differentiate which cage that they're in. Now, the cats and dog stuff came with vet clinic items, which is really cool. I love those items, awesome, because I was able to use like one of those tables. Not tables, but it's like a rolling cart, and it basically has like a first aid kit, all of that. So I put that at each area of the kennels. That way, again, that's like basically their chart, their area. That way they're marked on, if, so-and-so or your animal rescue person who runs the animal rescue, if they notice that, there's something wrong, or did they clean all the litter box, was the stool normal, stuff like that, just again, pretending, realism, all of that. Also too, with all the cork boards, I don't know, I'm pretty sure it's functional if you can put like picture frames on it, or pictures on it to display on who was adopted already. So I thought that'd be really cute, especially in gameplay when we take pictures of the pets that were adopted with their owners, we can display it there. I thought that'd be really cute, because like, what do you do with the old frames, Oh, and do not mind what my build area looks like. I don't know what you call that, the UI panel, because better build by was glitching with the new update. So it was very unfortunate because I love that mod because it does really help like organize debug and stuff. I do end up like deleting it because it was like throwing me off a little bit and I didn't really want to mess it up. And I wanted to make sure that I did not put any CC in this build because I really wanted to make sure that this time console players have no issue downloading it. Like I was making sure it's so hard. I was having like a little bit of anxiety doing it. But overall, again, I'm so happy. This is just going to be the workshop, the cat kennel, and the photography area in this video. The next video will be on the other side of the build, which is really cool, and I'm excited. And I hope you guys really like it. I will be chit-chat in the next video as well. I'll be a little bit more descriptive with everything as well. I really wanted to do face cam to kind of go over the speed build because you know I've been like working hard to like do that, but I was having some technical errors, so I wanted to make sure that you guys still like were able to see the speed build, you know, because despite like it's all recorded, it's all good, it's just I couldn't get my face cam to work well, so it was being really annoying. So I hope to get that fixed up and coming in the next like videos, like at least like the gameplay video. That way I don't know, if you guys are interested, let me know, but I feel like that would be like a lot funner. I feel like I would be like playing, or you guys will really see my like full true like reaction with like playing this game, or like playing the gameplay with the new expansion pack and the animal rescue and all of that jazz. But I did put a lot of bathrooms on this lot because your sim will be very busy. She will or he will. But when you hire employees too in the new expansion pack, I hope that it'll kind of just like help with that too. And that's why like in the main housing area I did put like a lunch area or like a break room, whatever you call it, so that way they know to kind of go in that area to like eat and sit down and chill. But yeah, but I'm gonna leave it off here. You guys enjoy the rest of the build as far as like part 1. Enjoy the music, vibe to the music. Again, if you have any suggestions, especially for the upcoming gameplay, or if you have any questions, let me know. I'm definitely still in the works of making a whole like spreadsheet on how to like do from step 1 to, you know, just to make it like easy and accessible to you guys. But yeah, I'm gonna skedaddle. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys in part 2. Bye.